Welcome back. It's week 14, and let's get right to it, shall we? So this is going to be the first look for cash lineup, and we're going to go back to the process here. I think before we get started, it's important to note, before we take it position by position, I feel like it's important to pick your top 3 must plays that you won't want to like switch out later on. So my top 3 plays right now: Christian McCaffrey. What can be said about him? He's just amazing. We're gonna go back to Zeke. I know he had a great game against the Eagles. The Eagles gave up a 90-yard rushing touchdown to AP last night and didn't give up anything else to him. But Zeke is 10 times better than Adrian Peterson right now. I'm not saying he's going to run off for 39.7 points like he did in Week 10, but the Eagles' rush defense has not changed from 4 weeks ago. So we're going to plug him in, no questions asked, not even looking back. And then my third player, I wanted him last week, but he played on like a primetime slate. He played Sunday night. He might be really popular now, but just looking at teams, even the good teams, a lot of times they don't throw to their best player. And in order to win in this league, it sounds silly, but you have to give the ball to your best player. And the Chargers' best player right now, Keenan Allen, against the weak Bengals secondary. No Melvin Gordon. I feel like they're going to throw a ton early on, and he's going to have his 10, 12 targets easily. Plug him in. Perfect. Okay, so that third running back, we're going to go way down. Now, this was before I found out that James Conner's out. So what we want to do, where is this? Jeff Wilson Jr. looks good. Look, he had 8 catches last game. I'm not going to say he's going to do that again. But against the Seahawks defense, which is pretty good, he's got 8 catches. One thing that worries me is the Broncos defense. They're pretty good, but they're a lot better pass rushing and covering than they are against the run. Now, I feel like since James Conner is out, let's see where Samuel is. I think his name is Samuel. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Jalen Samuels. I feel like he can do either one. I think a lot of people are going to do both. But Oakland has the worst rush defense than the Broncos. And San Fran's at home. But I think if you're going to do 2 lineups, we can do 2 cash lineups this week. One with Samuels, and then the other one right here with Jeff Wilson Jr. Rolls off the top of your, it rolls off the tip of your tongue. Huh? Yeah, Jeff Wilson Jr. He might be a star in this league. He seems like he's like Breda 2.0 here. I think they're not going to miss a beat with him. What if he's even better than Breda is? And I don't know anything about him. I'm going to watch stats. It's important to see how tall and how much he weighs to see if he can take a beating or not. Okay, so defense, we're going to go cheap here. You know, we've paid up for like a $2,800 Packers defense last week. And 2 weeks ago, we paid up for like the Bears, or not the Bears, but we paid up for a defense that didn't work out. Oh, not the Bengals, my bad. So, before you laugh, I know they had... Just look at the Buccaneers' defense now, at home. Like, all we need is like 4 or 5 points out of them. And they've been getting interceptions and a lot of sacks lately. I think they could put up another 10-point game against even the Saints. But we do this because they're really cheap. We can get everyone we want to play, not worry about it, and they may score the same amount of points that a $3,400 defense does. And we're already ahead of them, of the people who play the expensive defense, because we're saving so much money. So let's plug in the Buccaneers defense. And 4 points is perfect. 2 points is fine. Just as long as you don't get like a -4, you're fine. And so let's go tight ends. We're not going to pay up. Travis Kelce was the difference maker the last 2 weeks, I guess. Or last week, and then against the Rams. But that was prime time, so it didn't count. But I don't throw anything against that Ravens defense. If you want to play Ertz, I understand. He had a big game against the Cowboys last time, but the Cowboys defense looks way better. But I don't know how well they cover tight ends. Usually they cover tight ends pretty well. But again, there's no Sean Lee, so I don't know. We should look into that if you want to. I think tournament play is a good play for him. But with the process, we go cheap. It's just like our defense. I do like Mark Andrews. I think Lamar Jackson is throwing him a little bit more. He still doesn't have a lot of volume, though. But I'm going with Ian Thomas. Greg Olsen... Oh, my bad. Greg Olsen is out for the rest of the year. And looking against the Giants in Week 5, 6.8. I feel like they're using... They're going to use the tight end more. Cam's not really himself. He can't throw that far downfield anymore right now. Something wrong with the shoulder, it looks like. I'm not saying he's going to get 9 points. But the Browns against the tight ends are just as bad as the Buccaneers are. And away game, it might just mean it's going to be a McCaffrey and Ian Thomas kind of a day. But again, we're going to go cheap. We might get 0, and that's okay. We can still overcome it. Let's see. So quarterback. Let's go quarterback next. Interesting. A lot of people might go Drew Brees. He had 34 the first week. Again, Drew Brees is on the road. And he's not that great on the road. It's a different Saints team that's on the road. So, for my play this week at quarterback, I really wanted to play him in Week 13. But I'm not blaming anyone, but just soaking information and from everyone else talking about it, it was like, he's very inconsistent. He's a rookie. You shouldn't do that. He's not going to do the same thing he did the previous week. But has anyone been paying attention to Josh Allen here? He was 5,200 last week. See how much he was. He was like 4,900 or something in Week 12. It was really cheap. Look at his rushing yards. 99 and a touchdown and 135. Like, this might be the second coming of Tim Tebow. Someone who's very inaccurate. He can throw a touchdown or two, but he gets most of his points running and maybe get a rushing touchdown. And look who's playing. I wouldn't play him unless he's playing the Jets. And look who's playing. He's playing the Jets. They give a lot of yards on the ground. Like, you can't plan for a quarterback running the ball. I don't know how he's getting his runs. I don't know. My guess is that they're running an RPO, the run pass option, something that Nick Foles did, but Nick Foles last year didn't run. So they're adding like a college RPO in there, and he's pulling back a lot of times, not hanging off to McCoy, and probably running. Like, I have no idea how he's getting his running yards. I don't know if he's dropping back and then running. I doubt they're calling design run plays for him. Just like going to shotgun and running. They might. That's why he got his touchdown 2 weeks ago. But I kind of want to look at how he's getting his rushing yards. And right now, he's at home against the Jets. I'm playing him. If he was in New York, probably not. I mean, yeah, if he's playing the Jets in New Jersey, where they play, I probably wouldn't play him. But I feel like he's a play. I feel like he's going to be more popular. But then again, a lot of times people don't catch on to someone like Josh Allen. Josh Allen's name, you picking up his name, and people's reactions are like, really? But I mean, he wasn't very accurate in college, but he could be a star in this league. He could be the next version of like Jared Goff, but can run. So if you put Tebow's running ability and Goff's throwing, maybe he can. Not saying he's gonna be as accurate as Goff, but I think he can have a good game next week at least, and carry us into the winning lineups for cash and probably tournaments too. So 2 more picks. We gotta go Humphries again, right? It's not just he's playing the Saints. It is like just that he's playing the Saints. Saints against the slot. Like, this is another version. This is the version of Cooper Kupp, basically. And Cooper Kupp had a 19, 20-point game against the Saints, coming off from a catastrophic injury when he played the Saints, when the Rams were in New Orleans. He had to play Humphreys. He's playing the Saints. Lock him in. He's, like, Humphreys should be, like, $6,000 right now. At least in the mid-fives. But he's not. So you got to play him. It's probably his last week in the $4,000 range. So, yeah, you got to play him. And look what this lands on. It lands on Jarvis Landry. Soak that in. Do we play a Jarvis Landry in cash? I don't want to chase the points here. But Carolina, other than Bradbury, secondary is weak. Their slot, who just gave up 19 to Humphreys, is pretty weak. I think you got to play him to take a chance. DJ Moore, yeah, good. Jeffrey, I'm done with Jeffrey. Watch, he'll have like a 27-point week like he did. Week 6 against the Giants. Yeah, I think I'm done. I haven't played him at all, but I don't think I'm going to play him the rest of the year. Godwin, probably be a good pick. Like, Evans is going to get Marshawn Lattimore. Godwin, if Deshaun Jackson's out, Chris Godwin will get Eli Apple. That might work. That works. That works. And then you could have a better defense, or if you don't want Josh Allen, let's see. Don't want Cam either. Here's what you can do. You can play Phillip Rivers to be safe. See, this might be a two lineup cash for me. Yeah, because lately my second cash lineup usually does better than the first one does. You could go down and play Samuels from Pittsburgh, the running back, instead of Jeff Wilson Jr., and play Phillip Rivers as one team. And then the second team, you play Josh Allen. Give it a Godwin. This is if Deshaun Jackson's out again. Go Jarvis Landry. Like, this would be a good line to go all in for cash, too. As of right now, barring injuries and reports like that. But I'd be happy with this team. So, this is where I'm going to have my first look and impression at. We've got Josh Allen, McCaffrey, Zeke, Keenan Allen, Humphreys, Jarvis Landry, Ian Thomas, Jeff Wilson Jr., and the Buccaneers. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you so much for the last video. Picked up a bunch of new subscribers and had almost 200 views. That's awesome. Let's keep it coming, guys. Thank you so very much, and have a great rest of your day. See ya.